All right, Spurs have won 15 of their last 16 games. Hottest team in the NBA, and the Spurs fucking trashed the Rockets 145 to 120. Wasn't even a close game. It felt pretty back and forth during the first half. It felt like it was kind of a competitive game. Maybe it would be close towards the end. I wasn't watching the first half thinking we're just going to totally blow them out. Wemby does hit that big three to end the second quarter, and it felt like we're kind of pulling away at that point. But if you look at the lead chart real quick, Houston's biggest lead was 1 point. If y'all look right here, Houston, of course, is this little red dot right here. They were up 1 point at the beginning of the second quarter and at some point in the first quarter. But if you look, other than that, it's just all silver and black. The Spurs' biggest lead was 30 points in this game, and we end up winning by 25. It felt like we won by more than that, but we just totally trashed Houston. It's always fun to trash our boys from 4 hours up the road. But my initial takeaways from the game, Alfred Şengün is just a dirty-ass player. I don't know how they don't call these offensive fouls on him. His entire offense is just try to get down low and just start thrashing elbows. He elbowed Wemby in the ribs so many times. That's all he does is get down low and just throw like 3 or 4 different elbows every single possession. It's ridiculous to watch. I don't know why they don't call these offensive fouls on Şengün. It's not like a one-off thing. He does it every single game, to be honest. When he's playing against an inferior team to Houston or playing against a defender that can't match up with him, he kind of just bullies him. Maybe in those cases, he's not throwing as many elbows. He just uses his physicality to kind of back down and score in the post. Şengün has really good footwork. I think Şengün, I don't know if very good is the word, but I think he's a good player. I wouldn't want Şengün on the Spurs. He reminds me of a less talented version of Luka Doncic, just crying and crying all the time. If things aren't going his way, he's going to throw a hissy fit like a little baby and just cry to the ref, start flopping, just throwing elbows out there. And it's just dirty to watch. I haven't seen a lot of plays where I feel like Şengün is so much trying to hurt another player, like with a Lu Dort, Alex Caruso, Draymond Green. I feel like those guys go out there and intentionally target players' knees like Lu Dort did with Wemby. I think it was the Christmas Day game. He's trying to hyperextend Wemby's knee. If y'all saw the Nuggets game the other day when Jokic got into it with Lu Dort, I don't know if y'all saw the play, but Lu Dort steps back. He kicks back like his right foot and tries to hit Jokic. Well, he does hit him. He hits him right in his left knee, and Jokic's left knee had been injured for like a month before that, and Lu Dort directly targets his left knee. So I don't see that so much with Şengün. I don't see Şengün trying to take players out of the air so much or trying to intentionally hurt knees and ankles and stuff like that. But he's a fucking dirty player, dude. It just doesn't make sense to me why the officials won't call these offensive fouls on Şengün when he's obviously just throwing elbow after elbow. I don't know who our designated elbower would be on the team. I don't know if Mason Plumlee is healthy yet. I don't think he's active on the roster quite yet. But this would be a perfect game. Just throw Plumlee in the game for 2 or 3 minutes, maybe 1 minute. Just throw Plumlee in the game. Dump him the ball down there in the post when Şengün is guarding him. Have Mason Plumlee one dribble, just turn around and elbow the fuck out of Alperen Şengün in the ribs. Elbow him in the face for all I care. I really don't care. You have to retaliate. Against dirty-ass players, you have to bully the bully. We didn't retaliate or do anything dirty against Şengün. I kind of like it, but I don't like it. I don't want to see us do something dirty and retaliate. Or it's not even that dirty, I feel like. If Şengün's elbowing you all game in the ribs, he's elbowing Wemby and everyone else. If we come back and do the exact same thing and elbow Şengün in the ribs, we're just doing the same thing you've been doing to us all game long. But Şengün's a dirty-ass player. My point was going to be, though, if we come back and retaliate and have Plumlee throw Biyombo in there for a second, have him elbow the fuck out of Şengün, then maybe Houston comes back and they're trying to do more dirty-ass stuff to Victor Wembanyama. So I liked our approach to the game. Just keep playing basketball. We never let Houston get under our skin. We haven't let really any teams. I can't think of one example where we let a team get under our skin and kind of lost our composure. We have lost games, but I haven't seen us kind of lose our focus or let teams knock us off our game. the way we were able to knock Houston off of their game. They were just so frustrated out there. Kevin Durant was so frustrated. Şengün gets into his flopping and crying to the officials bag. Every time things aren't going Şengün's way. Against my Luka Doncic point, he's not close to as talented as Luka, but when things are going their way, those guys start crying to the officials and start flopping. People like to say it's an international player thing, and I don't think that's true. There's a bunch of American players that flop and cry to the officials as well. We'll get to the player stats in a second. To my talked about Kevin Durant a little bit earlier. People were saying when the game started, "Oh, the Spurs are playing Kendrick. We're playing Turn Your TV Off by Kendrick," and I was thinking, oh, it's no big deal. We play Kendrick a lot when our games are starting. We play music just like every team in the NBA does when the games are starting. So I heard people making that point. I didn't really get it, but if y'all watch, we're playing Turn Your TV Off by Kendrick, and they zoom right in on Kevin Durant's face, and they show Kevin Durant for like 10 or 15 seconds while we're playing Turn Your TV Off. So it's basically us just saying, fuck you to Kevin Durant. You went to Houston. We were kind of on Kevin Durant's radar for teams to go to over the offseason. We would have liked to have Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant's an amazing player. I'd probably say the best scorer I've ever seen in my whole life. I'm 32. I've never seen a better scorer than Kevin Durant, just as far as efficiency. I've just never seen a better scorer than Kevin Durant. I love Kobe Bryant, but we'll just say he's a better scorer than Kobe as far as his efficiency goes. He doesn't have the Mamba mentality. He doesn't have a killer instinct. I don't know if that's fair to say. He doesn't have a leader's mentality. He's not that kind of alpha male you want on your team. You throw Kevin Durant on the Warriors, you throw him on a team that just won 73 games the year before. Put him on a championship level team. He can enhance your team and make them better, just like he did with the Warriors. But if you put Kevin Durant in a position where you're saying, hey, we have all this young talent like they do in Houston, we just need a veteran leader to kind of help lead our team and give us that veteran leadership. Kevin Durant's not going to give that to you. He's just really childish, to be honest. He has his burner accounts. I've heard people calling him Burner Boy. I love that. That's my new nickname for Kevin Durant. He's always going to be Burner Boy for me. People are calling him Mr. Dickerson because if y'all don't know, he has another burner account. This was this season. It's called Get Off My Dickerson, I think. We never know if it's a real burner or not, but I think that's really one of Kevin Durant's burner accounts. We've seen it so many times. I don't know how many different burner accounts he has. But if y'all didn't hear about it, Kevin Durant was saying stuff like, Jabari Smith sucks at basketball, or Şengün does this and that, just trashing his teammates, basically. And he said Jabari Smith is, I won't say it, he called him the R word. He said he's mentally slow. We'll just say that. And Kevin Durant never takes any accountability. If things are going well, if he wins back-to-back championships with the Warriors and gets finals MVP, says, see, I told y'all I'm that dude. And then when things are going wrong with Kevin Durant, he blames all of his teammates around him and never takes accountability for anything. So he's a good, again, best scorer I've ever seen in my whole life, and he's also a bus rider. He's not gonna drive the bus for any team to the championship. And we've seen that over and over again in his career. So I think that's hilarious how Kevin Durant just trashing his teammates on burner accounts. It's like the season's going on, dude. Just play basketball, but he just can't put his Twitter fingers away, and it's fucking hilarious, dude. Thank God Kevin Durant didn't come to San Antonio because he's just a locker room cancer. Everywhere he goes, he's just a locker room cancer. Anyways, though, we win the game by 25 points. We drop 145 points on the Rockets. They're a top 10 defensive team in the NBA. They're actually number 8 right now after this game. They're the 8th rated defense in the NBA. So it's not like they're a trash defense, but we just picked them apart. Felt like we were playing the Lakers out there, honestly. Houston scores 120 points. So you think, if I said, hey, Houston's going to score 120 points against the Spurs, you probably think, all right, they have a decent chance to win. 120 points is a lot of points, and if you can score 120 and play okay defense, you're probably going to win a lot of games. The problem was we scored 145 points. Again, it felt like we're playing the Lakers. Şengün's a traffic cone on defense. Reed Sheppard, we're just getting killed out there. Reed Sheppard's good offensively. Reed Shepard has good hands. He makes a lot of good plays off ball. He can read passing lanes well. He can pick people's pockets pretty well. Also, the only thing is he's like 6'1". If Reed Shepard was like 6'6", he'd probably be a very good defender. He's just too small out there, so it just is what it is. They have 37 rebounds. We have the 32 rebounds. Steven Adams, I think it was a foot. I'm pretty sure it was his foot, but he's out the remainder of the season. And the Houston Rockets, their whole offensive philosophy is basically we're just going to try to run, get up and down. We're going to take a lot of shots, and we're going to out-rebound the other team. Their main thing is they're trying to get offensive rebounds. And if your offensive strategy is, hey, I'm going to come into the game, we're expecting to miss a lot of shots on the offensive end, but we're going to have Steven Adams and Şengün. There's a big-ass team, Jabari Smith, Kevin Durant. We're going to have all the boys come in and get offensive rebounds. Off of our offensive rebounds, we're going to get wide-open threes and get quality offense off of our offensive rebounds, because generally if you get an offensive board, you're going to get a wide-open three, or you're going to get a good look because the defense is just kind of swarming, and they're not matched up off those offensive rebounds. So I get Houston's strategy, but I think it's kind of I don't say a loser's mentality. It's kind of a failing formula, though. If you come in the game thinking, hey, we're going to miss a lot of shots, we know we're going to miss a lot of shots, but we're going to come in and get offensive rebounds, and our strategy offensively is to out-rebound the other team. If your strategy defensively, is to get a bunch of rebounds and out-rebound the other team, that's good, of course. It's good to out-rebound the other team. If you have more rebounds, you're going to have a better chance to win the game. But on the offensive end, again, they just know they're going to miss a lot of shots. Amen Thompson is not a good outside shooter. Neither is Şengün. Jabari Smith can knock down some shots, but he's inconsistent. So I just think that's not a good offensive strategy if your plan is just to rebound all these shots you're already going to miss. Spurs have 38 assists. Houston has 25. We're just swinging the ball around. We had basically 5 players score 20 points or more. Dylan Harper had 19. We'll just give him the 20, though. We were amazing out there as a team. We almost had 40 assists. That's incredible. Any game where we have 30 assists or more, I consider that really good ball movement. De'Aaron Fox does an amazing job. Again, we'll get to the player stats in a second. Fox has been amazing these past 3 games, even when we had some Spurs fans kind of, I guess, complaining a little bit about De'Aaron Fox. We're paying De'Aaron max money. We need him to score 25 points or more every single game. We'll get into it more in a second, but one thing De'Aaron Fox does a great job at every single game, he gets 2 feet in the paint and he sprays out to Vassell, Champagnie, whoever it is. Maybe De'Aaron Fox doesn't get the assist. Maybe Vassell catches it. He swings it over to the wing and De'Aaron Fox gets a hockey assist, but he just does a great job breaking down the defense. Same thing with Dylan Harper. Same thing with Stephon Castle. Houston has 5 steals. We have 4, basically a wash. They have 5 blocks. We have 6 blocks. Again, basically a wash. Wemby blocked this shit out of Tari Eason. Just spiked this shit out of bounds like a volleyball. I heard people saying, probably people that don't watch a lot of Spurs games, they're saying, Wemby's got to learn how to block these shots and keep them in bounds. If you're a Spurs fan, you probably know Wemby, he rarely blocks shots out of bounds. For the most part, he blocks them, keeps them in bounds. He could have just grabbed Tari Eason's shot out of the air, to be honest, if he wanted to, but it's just like an intimidation thing. Y'all already know Wemby rarely does it, but he was just in the moment, and he just spiked that shit out of bounds. You could hear it probably throughout the whole arena. You just hear clap. Wemby just destroyed Tari Eason's shot, and it was fucking hilarious. They have 12 turnovers. We have 7. We did a great job taking care of the ball. I thought Houston did a pretty good job taking care of the ball as well. 7 turnovers is incredible. If we have 10 turnovers or less, I always consider that a really good game taking care of the ball. 7 turnovers is ridiculous. Again, 12 turnovers isn't bad. I thought Houston did a good job taking care of the ball as well. We were just swarming Kevin Durant, though. There was multiple plays where he didn't even make it to half court, and we're already double teaming him in the backcourt. Get the ball out of your hands, KD. If Şengün's going to make shots and beat us, if Jabari Smith, Amen Thompson sure as shit is not going to beat us with his jump shot. But that was our strategy. Just get the ball out of KD's hands, and it worked out awesome for us. Houston shoots 48% from the field. It's not a bad shooting night. but we shoot 58% from the field, which is just ridiculous. Again, Houston, they're the number 8 team defensively, so I can't say it's just not true. They're not a bad defensive team. They're top 10 team defensively, but again, we made them look like the Lakers out there. It reminded me of the Lakers game where they just cannot defend us. We're just moving the ball around so well, making their defense have to make rotation after rotation after rotation, and Reed Shepard's going to have a breakdown. Şengün's going to have a breakdown. And basically our strategy was just find whoever's guarding Reed Shepard, find whoever's guarding Şengün, and make sure we get Reed Shepard and Şengün involved in pretty much every single action. And they're just such huge liabilities on defense. But Şengün and Reed Shepard, they have to play them because they're both, I'll just say, very good. They're very good offensive players. So it's just tough. It's tough for Houston because they're so bad on defense, but they don't have anybody offensively they can play to kind of supplement the lack of shooting other than Reed Shepard. So it's just a tough position for Houston. They're 28% from three. We fucking shoot 53% from three. It's ridiculous. Whole game we're just on fire. Dylan Harper hit like 3 threes in the first half. I want to say Stephon Castle hit 3 threes as well. We'll get into it in a second. But if we're shooting over 50% from three, I could be wrong, but I don't think we've lost one game all season where we shoot 40% or better. If we're shooting 50% from three on high volume, if any team is shooting 50% from three and they take 20 or more threes like we did tonight, you're going to lose that game 90% of the time. We were just amazing offensively. We shoot 81% from the free throw line. They're 87%. They beat us there, but we've been really bad from the free throw line lately, so it's good to see us at least kind of get our free throws back going. Houston's 58 points in the paint. We're 56. That's about a wash. Both teams have 12 second chance points. Houston's 16 fast break points. We're 15, so that's basically a wash as well. We'll get to the player stats. As far as points in the paint goes, people will say Wemby can't guard Şengün one-on-one. That had been kind of a talking point. People are saying, Şengün always eats on Wemby one-on-one. Wemby can't really guard Şengün in the post. It's partially true. Şengün's a really big, strong player. He's fucking throwing elbows all game long, so that really pisses me off. There was one play Şengün got like a little reverse layup. It was a nice-ass layup. It was crafty, and I don't like Şengün. He's a dirty-ass player. I really don't like him, but he's a good offensive player. He has a nice bag. He has nice footwork, so I won't take that away from him. But even that reverse layup, if y'all remember what I'm talking about, right before the layup, he just elbows the shit out of Wemby in his rib. So there was at least, maybe more, but at least 2 or 3 times where Şengün just elbowing Wemby, Kornet, whoever he's elbowing, and it's just obvious offensive fouls, and they just won't call it to keep the game close. I don't know what it was, but if Wemby was throwing elbows like that, he's so tall, he'd be hitting people in the face for one thing, but he would be getting called for stuff like that. So, I wish they would call Şengün more. For all the blatant elbows he throws, there was one play, I think Kornet goes up to contest him, and Şengün takes his left arm, and he kind of pulls away. I want to say it was Kornet, and they actually called the offensive foul on that one. But that boy's just throwing elbows out there like crazy, and it pisses me off. Moving on, though. Carter Bryant gets the 13 minutes out there. I think Carter should get like 15 to 20 minutes every single game, to be honest. He's been amazing for us. Knocks down 2 of his 4 threes. 3 rebounds out there. I didn't feel like Carter had a crazy impact on this game, to be honest. He didn't have any insane flash plays like last game. His 5 points last game were way louder than his 7 points this game, but he had a solid game. He's 2 for 4 from 3. He gets some minutes out there to kind of further develop himself, gets to play against a really physical defense. Houston did a great job guarding Carter Bryant, but I just like to see him get some time to develop out there. Nothing crazy from Carter Bryant. Lindy Waters got 3 minutes. He had a garbage time 3. Lindy's a little bit of depth off the bench we have, but we don't see him get a lot of minutes out there. Luke Kornet, Luke Magic City Kornet, that's my nickname for him now. If y'all didn't hear, he was talking about, Luke Kornet has a daughter, he has daughters, whatever it is. He was talking about Magic City. It's a really popular strip club. I want to say, I want to say it's Atlanta. I'm pretty sure it's in Atlanta, but it's a big time strip club in Atlanta. And Luke Cornett made a point. He was saying, something about, I don't know if trashing is the word, but Magic City and the strippers and women's empowerment, whatever he was saying, this is degrading to the women or whatever. And he goes on like a big spiel about women's women's rights or defending women, whatever it is. So Luke Cornett's always going to be Luke Magic City Cornett for me from now on. I get it, he has daughters and maybe he doesn't approve of that stuff, but it's grown women. Luke Cornett, they applied to work there. It's part of Atlanta culture. Honestly, everyone knows what Magic City is. I want to say it's Atlanta or Florida, but I'm pretty sure it's Atlanta. But just a big time strip club. Luke Cornett, I get what he's saying. You should support women. You don't want to set that example for young women and for your daughters from Luke Cornett's perspective. But he just like went on and on about it. He kind of took it too far, I guess. So he's just Luke Magic City Cornett. I love Luke Cornett, but he has 2 points out there, 3 assists, 1 rebound. Nothing crazy out there, but Luke Cornett has just been so huge for us when Wemby comes off the court. We needed a backup center so bad, and now we have one of the best backup centers in the NBA. And our whole team's been developing, since last year, but Luke Cornett has been so huge for us. We still need a draft. We'll probably draft a power forward over this offseason. We need a big physical power forward to kind of help out with Wemby out there. Someone who could guard Şengün so Wemby can just keep being a roamer out there defensively. Somebody that can guard Nikola Jokic, because Wemby does, I don't want to say struggle with, but those big physical guys, especially Jokic, they're able to get down into the paint and kind of score on Wemby a little bit. It's always so hard to score on him at all, but Luke Cornett's been huge as our backup center. Still think we need like one like really physical power forward that can help out Wemby and just kind of score down low. Somebody with a bit of a post game, but more importantly, somebody that can guard the other team's center or power forward, so Wemby doesn't have to deal with those big physical centers. I'm stuck. Let me know what y'all think. We need to draft either one knockdown 3-point shooter or a big physical power forward. I think we could use a big physical power forward more than a knockdown shooter, but if we're able to get both those things, I already think we're a really serious championship contender, but that'll really put us over the top. But yeah, Luke Cornett's been huge for us all season. Our boy Devin Vassell, he's 0 for 6 from the field. He's 0 for 3 from 3. He has 5 points, 5 rebounds, 3 dimes, 1 block, and who cares? I always make this point every video, basically. If Devin Vassell had this game last season, if Devin Vassell had this game 2 seasons ago, we'd be killing him, just saying, I don't think anybody was ever so much on the trade Devin Vassell bandwagon. Probably a couple people, but people would be saying, Devin Vassell, he's 0 for 6. We need Devin Vassell to be our number 2 option. We need more from Devin Vassell. Now Devin Vassell is like our 3rd or 4th option. It's Wembanyama and Fox, of course. Those are our number 1 and 2 guys. And then it could be Harper. It could be, Champagne. It might be Keldon Johnson. I guess Vassell is Stephon Castle. Honestly, De'Aaron Fox, Wemby, Stephon Castle, those are probably our top 3 options. And then Vassell, probably our number 4, 3 or 4, depending on the night. He might be our number 2 option. Some nights he might pop off for 25 points. So yes, Vassell is 0 for 6 this game. He scores 5 points. Again, who cares? I'm not worried about Devin Vassell at all. Next game, he's going to pop off for 20-plus points and knock down 4 threes. So we're going to be just fine. Our team is just so deep right now. Like I was saying again, if it was last season, the season before, we'd be killing Devin Vassell for this game. But he's just like a huge spark plug for us. Again, he's going to score 20 points next game. We're going to forget about this game, and our depth on our team just does such a great job. Vassell might have an off game. Just last game, Stephon Castle had an off game. I think Castle he was under, I'm pretty sure he was under 10 points last game. He didn't play, I think he had like 5 or 6, to be honest. He missed that free throw, got the rebound, and put it in. I'm pretty sure he had 6 points, to be honest. But this game, Castle has 23. Just like I was saying with Vassell, he has 5 points this game. He's going to bounce back and score 20 plus next game. maybe Castle's off, maybe Champagne's off. But when one player is off, all the rest of our team does such a great job picking up the slack. So I'm not worried about Devin Vassell at all. Champagne had the giant 17-point third quarter last game. Tonight, he has 11 points, 3 for 6 from 3. And you can just stop me right there. That's all I need. If Vassell can knock down, or if Champagne rather can knock down three threes on 50% shooting for us, if he can do that every single night, that's more than enough that we would need from him. With Champagne and Vassell, I always make the point, Carter Bryant as well. Harrison Barnes has been out the past 2 or 3 games, I want to say. And Harrison Barnes, we should use Harrison Barnes the way we use Carter Bryant. We should give Harrison, I always make the point, give Harrison like 15 to 20 minutes. If he's knocked down 3 threes in his first 15 minutes, let him keep playing. If he gets to 20 minutes and he's knocked down another 3, let him keep on playing. The way we use Carter Bryant, we let him play if he feels like he's hot that night. If he's impacting the game, we let him play more minutes. That's how it should be with Harrison Barnes. I love Harrison Barnes. He's awesome for our team. He's an awesome veteran leader. He's done so much for the young guys. He's still doing so much, helping Carter Bryant develop, just helping. Vassell and Keldon Johnson are basically already veterans at this point, but Harrison Barnes, he's just so durable. He does such a great job taking care of his body. He's an awesome example for all the rest of the team, just as far as sleeping right, eating right, how he works out. Whatever Harrison Barnes does, it's obviously helped him be a really, really durable player. So that's great. Just a great guy to be around all the young players. But with that being said, his 3-ball has been pretty off. There's probably going to be a couple playoff games where Harrison Barnes is hot and he really helps us win a game. But with that being said, again, we should play him like 15 to 20 minutes per game. If Carter Bryant's obviously having a hot game that game, then give Carter the 20 or 25 minutes and give Harrison Barnes the 15 minutes. It's kind of how I look at Champagnie as well. Back to my point though, if Champagnie is off shooting-wise, he wasn't off this night. He's going to give you probably 5 or more rebounds. He has the 4 assists, the 2 steals, 1 block this game. I don't think Champagnie's an elite defender, but he plugs in really well with our team defense. He can play solid defense on ball. He's pretty versatile as far as switching up when we're playing zones. And, that's the thing. When Champagnie is off shooting-wise, if Vassell is off shooting-wise, they give you the defense and rebounding, where when Harrison Barnes is off with his 3-ball, it's going to sound mean, but he's not giving you very much at all if he's not knocking down his threes. But Champagnie was on, knocks down the 3 threes. Again, if he was 0 for 6 like Vassell was tonight, we still would have blown the Rockets out really bad. But same thing with Vassell. Vassell has the 5 rebounds, 3 assists. Champagnie has 5 rebounds, 4 assists. Vassell gets the block on defense as well. That's my thing with Harrison Barnes. The Vassell, Champagnie, they can have an off shooting night, but they give you so much in the margins, where with Harrison Barnes, he doesn't give you that much if his 3-ball isn't on. But solid game for Julian Champagnie. Dylan Harper was amazing. He was I think he was 7 for 8 starting off. He'd only missed 1 shot. He gets into the paint whenever he wants. He knocked down 3 threes. I think they were all in the first quarter or the first half of the game. His 3-ball looks really beautiful, to be honest. He has a really nice stroke. Earlier in the season, I'd see Dylan Harper, he'd catch the ball. He might be wide open, maybe he's slightly contested, but he would just kind of rush his 3-ball. He'd just catch and just try to shoot it, straight off the catch and shoot. I noticed this with Keldon Johnson as well. Him and Dylan Harper, they're doing a better job just kind of hunting out their 3-balls. Every single 3, he only shot 4, but every 3 Dylan Harper shot was just wide open this game. It'd be like an insult not to shoot him. He's just so open, he has to take the shot. But I've noticed with Dylan Harper and Keldon Johnson this season, they're really picky with their 3-balls. They only take pretty much wide open 3s. But Harper and Keldon, I've noticed they're doing a much better job. Earlier in the season, earlier in Keldon Johnson's career, he would just catch it and kind of catch and go straight into his shooting motion. Same thing with Dylan Harper earlier in the season. I've noticed now, though, they'll catch the ball, tuck the elbow, find the seams, and just shoot the ball nice and slow. beyond really good balance. I would notice with Dillon earlier in the season, he would jump kind of forward on his three ball. Now he gets his feet underneath him, jumps straight up and down. Beautiful follow through, and he's knocking him down. He looks like a better shooter than Stephon Castle, especially during Stephon Castle's rookie year. I think Dylan Harper is just a better shooter than Stephon Castle right now, and he might just be a better shooter moving forward in his NBA career, but just doing a really good job getting on balance. He had that nasty dunk going baseline. He had another play. He went baseline as well. He got a reverse layup. I think Tari Easton was trying to guard him. He attacked the closeout, went baseline, and just bullied him. He just bullied Tari Easton all the way underneath the hoop. It was either Easton or Jabari Smith, but they're both really strong defenders. And Dylan Harper looks like a 5-year veteran. He's amazing out there. But the 19 points, 6 assists, it feels like Dylan Harper gets 5 or more assists every single game. And it's amazing because he's not our primary ball handler. He's not our primary playmaker, and he still finds a way to get his assists within the flow of the offense. If you put Dylan Harper on a team and told him he's the number one option and everything was running through Dylan Harper, he's probably already like 20 points and 6 assists per game if you ran the entire show. The entire show through Dylan Harper. He might put up better stats than that, to be honest, but Harper's been so amazing for us. People always talk about it. It's a great problem to have. We have Fox, we have Castle, we have Harper. They're all three amazing dynamic guards. They all play really good defense. Harper and Castle are better defensively than De'Aaron Fox. They're just different types of defenders. Fox has great hands. He does a great job getting rips, does a great job moving laterally. He's just not as strong as Castle and Harper. So there's some matchups where you can't do as good of a job just dealing with physicality as Harper and Castle are able to. But, that's the thing. I love to see Dylan Harper get the 25 or more minutes every single night. He'd be getting 30-plus minutes on most teams and be a starter, but I think Mitch Johnson's done a great job just kind of rotating those three guards and getting the most out of all three of them. They always come in on fresh legs. Castle, Fox, and Harper. You never really see them out there looking winded because Mitch Johnson does such a great job just rotating those guys. But Dylan's amazing. Earlier in the season, I was saying he's going to be a future All-Star. I feel comfortable saying he's going to be a future superstar. He reminds me of a young James Harden or like a young SGA. Moving on, Keldon Johnson was amazing out there. He has the 20 points, 2 assists, 1 rebound, 0 turnovers. That's awesome to see. Earlier in his career, Keldon Johnson would be a bit turnover prone. He'd have a bit of tunnel vision. I still think Keldon will have tunnel vision from time to time, but Mitch Johnson just learned like the perfect way to utilize him. Just coming off the bench, Keldon, have your tunnel vision. It's not as bad as it used to be, but Mitch Johnson just basically says, don't worry about playmaking, Keldon. We don't need you to try to get in the paint and kick out and try to get shooters open looks. Just catch the ball. You already know what's going to happen. Keldon's going to catch the ball. He's going to drive right, and he's going to get to a hook shot. He's going to get to a floater. Maybe he's going to drive left, and you already know what's going to happen. He's going to drive left. He's going to bump. He's going to turn back to his right shoulder. The defender knows it's coming, and you just can't stop it. Keldon's just too big and strong out there. Just done an awesome job getting 2 feet in the paint. He loves to get right there, just right there outside the restricted area, or get all the way to the rim if he can, and just has such an amazing game right there in the floater range. He only had 1 rebound this game. He knocks down 4 of his 7 threes. Like I was saying about Dylan Harper earlier, he's been, I don't know if picky's the right word. He's done a great job. He's had great shot selection with his 3 balls, and just like I was saying about Harper earlier, he doesn't really rush his 3 balls at all. He catches it, he finds the seams, tucks his elbow. If he's wide open, you don't close out. He's gonna let it rip, and he's just been so amazing all season for us. He only had 1 rebound this game, but he just comes in off the bench, just plays with great energy, still gets basically starter minutes a lot of the games. He gets 25 or more minutes for a lot of the games, but Mitch Johnson just brings in a fresh Keldon Johnson. Just attack the offensive glass, just attack the rim, shoot 3 balls when you have a nice open look. I would kind of have concerns about Keldon defensively, kind of his whole career, to be honest. He would do a bad job at times just ball watching. Maybe someone gets a back cut on him. Maybe he breaks down defensively and gives up a wide open three. He's done a great job just being locked in defensively. I'm seeing way less breakdowns from Keldon Johnson. He has an amazing defensive team around him, of course. But the point I was going to make, there was times when he's matched up against Şengün, he'll get switched on to power forwards, he'll get switched on to centers, and he's not the number one guy we want guarding those guys, but there was a time this game Şengün got switched on to him, or he got switched on to Şengün. Şengün's trying to back him down, and he's just running into a brick wall. Keldon's not going to get switched onto a power forward or a center and just get bullied under the rim. He just does a great job playing physical on those types of players. We already talked about Vassell. We talked about Champagny. De'Aaron Fox has been amazing for us these past 3 games. He has the 20 points. He's 1 for 4 from 3. He's just not a knockdown 3-point shooter. He'll have games where he gets hot. I was so disappointed. He was amazing last game, but he crossed the shit out of Kawhi Leonard. If y'all remember, Kawhi was like stumbling backwards. He had to regain his footing. He almost tripped, to be honest. De'Aaron Fox lets the wide open 3 fly. He wasn't able to knock it down, but he crossed the shit out of Kawhi Leonard last game. He has the 20 points, the 10 assists this game, only 2 turnovers. He shoots 60% from the field. It's ridiculous. Last game, De'Aaron Fox was 1 for 8 from 3, so again, we can be a little concerned about his 3-ball. Almost like Stephon Castle, De'Aaron Fox is a better 3-point shooter than Castle, but when he's open, he just has to let him fly. He has to keep the defense honest, but he's probably just our best offensive player, to be honest. There's no one we can give the ball to just in an ISO and say, all right, go get us a bucket. De'Aaron Fox is that guy for us, and he's done a great job doing it these past 3 games. I always make the point, De'Aaron Fox was on fire all November. Wemby's out with his calf injury. De'Aaron Fox is just on fire, just kept the ship afloat. He averaged like 25 points per game on 50% shooting or something like that for the whole month of November. So we're saying, I know De'Aaron Fox is in there. I know Swipe is inside of there, and we have an all-star level point guard. We have a top 10 point guard, especially after November. De'Aaron Fox hits cruise control. He's in cruise control pretty much the whole middle of the season, and people are saying, where's De'Aaron Fox? We're paying him max contract money. We need De'Aaron Fox to score 25 points every single game, and we just don't need that from him, to be honest. De'Aaron Fox did a great job just taking his foot off the gas. We could all see it. He was in cruise control. He's not playing as hard as he can, and I don't mean that in a bad way, not like he's not showing effort, but he just kind of took a back seat instead. All right, Stephon Castle, Dylan Harper, Vassell's pretty developed, but Vassell, Wemby, just everybody, y'all get your shot attempts. Y'all try to develop your game. I already know I'm De'Aaron Fox. I'm an amazing player. I can turn it up for the playoffs, and now we're probably 5 weeks away from the playoffs, and we can see De'Aaron Fox turning it up. If De'Aaron Fox can give us 20 points and 10 assists on 60% shooting, that's more than good enough. We're going to go really far if De'Aaron Fox can do that. Just an amazing game for Fox. There's going to be playoff games where he plays like this and gets the 10 assists with 20 points. I said earlier in the video, even when De'Aaron Fox is off as far as his scoring goes, he's our best player on the team as far as just probing the defense. Stephon Castle's a straight line driver. Stephon Castle will come off the screen and go straight to the rim. De'Aaron Fox will come off the screen and he's just snaking his way all the way to the rim. So many guys have to make switches. He makes the defense have to make so many decisions when De'Aaron Fox is kind of snaking his way into the rim and he opens up more space for shooters, Wemby, Luke Cornett to kind of roll to the rim where Stephon Castle comes off and kind of straight line drives. I think De'Aaron Fox is going to be our primary ball handler and decision maker in the playoffs. We had Stephon Castle being our primary decision maker for most of the season. He had that 40-point triple-double. Castle's been amazing for us pretty much all season long, to be honest. But once the playoffs hit, I feel like De'Aaron Fox is our best option as a primary ball handler. We've been using him like that more and more these past 3 games especially. He's been amazing, and I had my little concerns throughout the middle of the season with De'Aaron Fox. I kind of thought he was in cruise control, and we're just trying to let the rest of the guys develop. And it's good to see. He's been amazing these past 3 games. I figured he had another year. I noticed, the middle of the season, he wasn't getting into the paint and wasn't doing all the things he's capable of doing, but now he's kind of starting to show us that he's turning it up for the playoffs. Speaking of Castle was amazing. 23 points. He shoots 54% from the field, 5 assists, 3 rebounds, only the 2 turnovers. The first thing I look at when I'm looking at Stephon Castle's stat line is the turnovers. He was like top 5 in turnovers earlier in the season. I don't know if he's still top 5. I kind of doubt it at this point. He's been cutting back on the turnovers a whole lot. Um, he was making a lot of mistakes early in the season because we're just letting him be the primary ball handler and the primary decision maker. Um, we're still number 2 in the West. We've been just amazing all season. Even letting Stephon Castle be our primary decision maker. De'Aaron Fox, again, I think he's a better primary ball handler. We're gonna see him being our number 1 ball handler in the playoffs. But again, like I was saying, we were letting Stephon Castle just be our primary point guard so he can develop and just become a better secondary playmaker, because more often than not, he's probably going to be our secondary playmaker in the playoffs. Um, Most impressive thing about the game for Stephon Castle, he's just amazing defensively all the time. He did a great job on Kevin Durant. But my favorite thing from his stat line, he's 3 for 4 from 3. Same thing, like I was saying with Harper. It's like the exact same thing I'll notice. Stephon Castle, he'll catch the ball. Sometimes he rushes the 3 ball. He'll just catch and like immediately get into his 3-point motion. I would notice with Stephon Castle earlier in the season, just throughout his whole career, honestly, he'll catch the 3. He'll jump forward a lot, if y'all notice. He'll jump forward on his 3 ball. Where tonight, he was doing a great job just jumping straight up and down, get his feet underneath him, let it fly. He has a nice looking shot. He has good mechanics on his 3 ball. We saw his 3-point shot and just his jump shot getting better all last season during his rookie year. And, just looking better and better. He's 6 for 7 from the free throw line, so that's great to see as well. It's not like Stephon Castle has a broken looking jump shot. His form looks really good. His follow through looks really good. As soon as he shoots it, you kind of know if it has a chance or not. When Stephon Castle's 3 ball isn't going in, you can kind of tell as soon as it comes off his fingers. But all his 3 balls look good tonight. He knocked down 3 for 4 from 3. And, Castle just been amazing for us. Castle and Men Thompson, that's a great debate. I think that's a tough one. Of course, all the Spurs fans are going to say Stephon Castle is better. I'm going to say Stephon Castle is better as well. If you put Castle on the Rockets, he'd have a bigger role than he does on the Spurs, and I think he'd be putting up similar to, if not better, numbers than Amen Thompson is. Both of them, they have similar games. They're both amazing defenders with kind of flawed jump shots, but I feel like his jump shot looks more promising than Amen Thompson. Amen Thompson's jumper just looks kind of broken, to be honest, but he's still a young player. He's still trying to develop his jump shot as well as far as Amen Thompson goes. Another point about Stephon Castle, he had a couple of them. He didn't do it too much this game. He had one on the baseline. It was like a little fadeaway that he banked in, if y'all remember that play. But he's doing a better job getting to the rim. He sees the 7-footer. Instead of driving straight at them and getting into a car crash, he would do that a lot throughout his career. Now he's doing a better job. Go with the 7-footer, hit him with a shoulder bump, little hop step back, and just shoot that little mid-range jumper. He can get to that shot pretty much whenever he wants, and it looks really nice. It goes in a lot of the time, honestly. So I like to see him just doing a better job of getting to the mid-range, because he doesn't have to drive into a 7-footer and kind of get into a car crash every single time at the rim. He can't do that. He's so athletic. He can jump into him, do 7 or 8 different adjustments at the rim, and then get that layup. But he gets a bad whistle from the officials, to be honest. But it's good to see him get the 7 free throw attempts this game. We already talked about Fox. Just on to the big boy. Wemby plays 30 minutes this game. He's 9 for 13 for 29 points. He shoots 70% from the field. It's fucking amazing. He's plus 29 on the plus minus. Plus minus can be misleading sometimes with some players. Maybe you come in the game, your team goes on a 20-point run. You don't do a lot to impact the game yourself, but you have a plus 20 plus minus. just because you were in the game at that point. With Wemby, his plus minus it's honestly never misleading because he just does so much defensively when he's on the court. 29 points, 8 rebounds. He gets the 4 blocks and the 2 steals. If you have 4 blocks and 2 steals in one game and you have 0 points, you probably had a really big impact defensively. But with Wemby, it was fucking hilarious. He's like looking this way. Tari Eason thinks he's open for a layup. He goes up, and Wemby just spikes his shit into the stands. It was so nasty. I talked about it earlier. There's people that probably don't watch the Spurs a lot because Wemby does a great job. Y'all already know he does a great job blocking shots and keeping them in bounds. He could have just caught Tari Eason's shot out of the air if he wanted to. Wemby doesn't do this a lot, but he just said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna volleyball spike this shit." You could hear it on the broadcast. He just slaps the shit out of the ball. He destroyed Tari Eason's shot. He had another one against Clint Capella. Capella's trying to go up. Wemby doesn't even jump. He just has 2 hands up like this and just kind of snatches Clint Capella's shot right off of the backboard. He starts the game off with Şengün on him. He just dances into a 3 and knocks it down right on Şengün. The next player, a couple plays later, Wemby hits him with a pump fake. He passes the ball off. He spins off Şengün like he's going to go to the rim, comes back, gets the ball back again. Another pump fake. He drives left and gets that lefty layup, if y'all remember that play. Şengün's a fucking traffic cone on defense. He's a horrible defender. I was going to say he's just a bad guy. I don't know. Maybe Şengün's a great humanitarian off the court, but he's a dirty-ass player, throws a fuckload of elbows. And it was cool to see Wemby just never get flustered from it. Wemby always just has a straight face on. Wemby blocked the shit out of Tari Eason. No reaction. Wemby's on that fast break, hits that Euro step on Reed Shepherd. Fucking disgusting and one reverse dunk. Just straight face by Wemby. I love to see it. De'Aaron Fox does a great job of that as well. De'Aaron Fox will make a spectacular play, or one of the teammates will make a spectacular play. Fox will celebrate. For the most part, he's just a straight face. It's awesome to see because we're a young team. We're really excited the direction we're going in. A lot of young teams, though, they'll make an amazing play and everyone's just jumping off the bench and just celebrating and screaming and stuff. We did a bit of that this game, but for the most part, we make an amazing play and it's just on to the next play. Championship level teams, they'll celebrate awesome plays every once in a while, but I love to see we're making a bunch of amazing plays all game long, and for the most part, we're just businessmen out there, just straight face, on to the next play, on to the next play. We might have an amazing dunk like Wemby's reverse and one dunk, or his fucking disgusting block on Tari Eason. They're amazing plays. They're worthy of being celebrated, but you can tell we have a championship mindset. If we make amazing plays in the playoffs, then we'll celebrate those plays. If we make a game winner to close out a series, then we can celebrate. I'm not saying we didn't celebrate this game. We celebrated a lot of our amazing plays, but it's good to see that, again, Wemby's making amazing plays. Harper as well. Harper's not celebrating a lot. He's just doing it like he's been there and done that. And I love that approach from our team. Again, I'm not saying you shouldn't celebrate your nasty dunks and your disgusting blocks and all the amazing plays we make as a team, but we're not over celebrating, if that makes sense. We just make amazing play after amazing play and just act like, yeah, that's what we're supposed to be doing. One of the best teams in the NBA, if not the best team in the NBA, and you can tell our whole team just has that championship mindset. I think a lot of that is from Harrison Barnes, De'Aaron Fox, Luke Cornett as well. These guys that have been to the playoffs and win championships, they're out there. They see the amazing plays. They're going to celebrate with the boys. But at the end of the day, we know what the ultimate goal is, and we'll really, really celebrate if we're able to win the championship. But please like and subscribe. I'm trying to hit 7 million subscribers. Let me know what you thought about the game. We spanked the Rockets as we're supposed to. Like and subscribe. We'll see y'all next time. Peace out, bro.